Welcome to Soweto Kaizer Football. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to be the first to get the latest news. Kaizer Chiefs signing Kaizer Mayo is nepotism. He is weapon formed against Amakasi. Kaizer Chiefs officially confirmed the arrival of Kaizer Mayo on a permanent deal from CR Belouizdad. The striker had initially been signed on loan and went on to play 15 games for Amakasi across all competitions, and managed just 2 goals in the process. The Glamour boys' faithful didn't see the best of the 26-year-old owing to recurring injuries. Despite the struggles, the Soweto Giants have made a decision to stick with the Bafana International beyond the 2025-26 season. Have a look at what the fans have said as sampled by Afrikfoot. Kaizer Chiefs will always be Kaizer Chiefs. Play Kaizer Mayo as a right winger, not as a forward, then you shall see what he's capable of, Theo Mozegidi. Kaizer Chiefs will always be Kaizer Chiefs. They will never disappoint, Ndlobu Izamala Mthondwini Bungane. This is a nepotism signing if we're being honest. I doubt if he weren't a club legend's son, they'd have gone for him this season, Sanai Manong 3. This one deleted Pule Modi's goal last year. A weapon formed against Kaizer Chiefs, BLXCK Barbie Priyanka. It seems like at Chiefs, to get space to play, your father must have played there. Imagine signing Mayo for a permanent deal, Amo Amza. Modi is better than Mayo. Pule Modi is better than Mayo, but he, Modi, was given a few months, a 1-season contract, Neo Makosi. The boy just needs a coach like Benny McCarthy who would teach him how to be clinical and deadly as a striker. Nonetheless, he is a good player, Lodinang Marotta. When introduced to players last season, you would swear he was Erling Haaland. The walk, the ego, the aura, Simpiwe Njotini. What has Kaizer Mayo done in his loan move to earn a permanent deal? Budntando. If this time he can be the Kaizer Mayo we know, I trust him, we can get something. The problem last season was that he was trying to be Lionel Messi, Zwelikim Zelini. Kaizer Chiefs midfielder Mduduzi Shabalala speaks of the disappointment of losing a World Cup call-up with Bafana. Shabalala got injured on the eve of the World Cup camp which ruled him out of a place. Mduduzi Shabalala could have been at the just-ended World Cup tournament with Bafana. The Kaizer Chiefs midfielder was in the frame of a call-up for the global spectacle when he got injured just before Hugo Bruce named his World Cup squad. It was a very difficult moment for me, said Shabalala during an interview with Puma South Africa. I was disappointed because I had worked hard and had big goals for both my club and the national team. But I also knew that setbacks are part of football, so I focused on my recovery and stayed motivated, knowing my time will come again. Shabalala is back with Chiefs from a pre-season tour in Spain and he will likely feature on Sunday when they face Zimbabwean side, Scotland FC, in their last pre-season match. Related teams and leagues. It is not the best thing. Kaizer Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns and company warned. Kaizer Chiefs, Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, and other Premier Soccer League clubs have been warned about overlooking local tacticians in favor of foreign ones. Some top talents like Fadla Davids, Rulani Mokwena, Steve Barker and recently Mankoba Minkathai have been given opportunities to coach outside the country. They joins a couple of coaches who are making an impact abroad. Minkathai argues that it is growth for an individual, he has questioned the long-term impact that it will have on the South African top tier. He feels it is not the best thing to see tacticians who could help the game grow in the country delivering abroad. Not a good thing for PSL. I think it's good for us as individuals, but I don't think it's very good for South African football because a lot of prominent coaches are moving away from the league, Minkathai opened up to idiski Times. You start to wonder what is going to happen in the next few years, because it is also important that we must also look at ourselves, our local league. But if our local league has to depend on foreign coaches, because most home-bred coaches are leaving, then I don't think it's the best thing. For me as an individual coach, though, it's always an opportunity to see what happens out there, to be part of another debut that I have always cherished from a distance. It's also a chance to see ourselves in the Champions League, because in South Africa there are only two opportunities to be in the Champions League. It's mainly, mamelodi, Sundowns and, Orlando, Pirates. And if you have that adrenaline and that rush in the Champions League, it's always nice to try and get yourself there, he concluded. Kaizer identifies key concern about Kaizer Chiefs' new signing. Former Kaizer Chiefs co-coach Cedric Kaizer has offered his perspective on the club's latest acquisition, Adolphe Mtasingwa Bidagiko, describing the midfielder as a very good player when fully fit. The 27-year-old Mtasingwa was unveiled as Amakasi's third new signing under head coach Fernando de Cruz on Tuesday, following the arrivals of Thabo Moloisane and Ronaldo Liner. Kaizer, who is now the head coach at Sekhukhune United, is familiar with Mtasingwa from his tenure at Young Africans in Tanzania. During that time, he faced the midfielder, who was playing for Azam FC, the club from which Chiefs signed him. Kaizer lauds Chiefs' new man. The former Azam captain also has international experience, having spent 5 years in Iceland between 2018 and 2023, where he played for clubs such as KR Reykjavik, Keflavik, and Valsungur. Speaking on Sports Night Amplified with Andion Kyob, Kaizer highlighted Mtasingwa's intelligence and technical ability. "I do know him," Kaizer confirmed as quoted by idiski Times. "I have played against him a couple of times when I was at Yanga against Azam. He's a good player, good technical player, very intelligent. Worrying injury record. Recent struggles with injuries. He's a player that has not played a lot lately because of injuries, but he's a player that when he's healthy he's a very good player." When asked if Mtasingwa could make a significant impact on the league, Kaizer remained measured in his response. "It depends as well, but when he is at his best he is a good player that can help and he's as well a very good kid," he stated. Joel Oliver. Adolphe Bidagiko, Kaizer Chiefs signed first Tanzanian in club's history on 2-year deal. Tanzanian midfielder Adolphe Mtasingwa Bidagiko has become the first player from his country to sign for Kaizer Chiefs, in a landmark move hailed for his work rate and honesty but accompanied by calls for patience from the club's demanding supporters. Historic signing for Soweto Giants. Bidagiko, 27, joins Amakasi from Tanzanian Premier League club Azam FC on a 2-year contract, with an option for a third season. His move makes him the first Tanzanian footballer to wear the famous gold and black of Chiefs since the club's formation in 1970, adding a new chapter to the growing link between East African talent and South African football. The midfielder, who has also spent 6 years playing in Iceland, arrives from a club regarded as financially stable but with a relatively modest fan culture compared with the intense, high-pressure environment at Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs legend Kyun slams PSL teams for treating Amakasi unfairly. "It is not easy." Bafana and Kaizer Chiefs legend Atumeleng Kyun is unhappy with the way some Premier Soccer League teams are treating the Glamour boys when it comes to transfer business. In the past, prices have been exaggerated when the Soweto Giants show interest in a player still under contract. Most recently, the discussion has been about Stellenbosch star Langeliel Feely. Amakasi have been chasing the highly rated 21-year-old winger, but the Maroons have asked for our $16 million. Chiefs were even keen on adding 2 players to the deal, as well as some cash, a suggestion that has been unsuccessful, at least for now. Tanzanian Premier League champions, who recently confirmed Mankoba Minkathai as their head coach, have been reportedly monitoring the situation, with the intention of having him. It is not fair for Kaizer Chiefs. Kyun feels the management should come up with rules governing the market to ensure some teams don't exploit others. "I think, to be quite honest with you, the club needs to go to the market and sign players because they'll be competing in the CAF Confederation Cup next season," the respected football stakeholder said as quoted by FAR Post. "So they need to beef up the squad, but as we all know, it's not easy for Kaizer Chiefs to sign the best players they need. Unfortunately, for any player Chiefs want, the price will be doubled, and it's not fair. I think in South African football we need financial fair play because some teams are able to sign players, but other teams are unable to do that. I think we need to revisit that clause." Kaizer Chiefs transfer news, Amakasi have landed Paul Pogba. Kaizer Chiefs have made 3 signings so far in a bid to have a strong squad to challenge for the 2026-27 Premier Soccer League crown. The first arrival was Thabo Moloisane, who came in as a free agent following the expiry of his contract with Stellenbosch. He was followed by another free agent, goalkeeper Ronaldo Lehner, who had made an impression while serving Sekikun United. A statement signing came on Tuesday as the Glamour boys confirmed the signing of 27-year-old Tanzania international Adolphe Mtasingwa Bidagiko from Azam FC. Bidagiko has massive experience, having enjoyed spells in Iceland, Norway and Finland. The midfielder is seemingly coming to replace Thabo Seal, who has been tipped to leave the Soweto Giants. With Sibanjisini Mthethwa also aging, it is understandable why the decision was made by the management. Chiefs signed Pogba. Former Tanzania coach Adem Emrush has now lauded the Amakasi recruit, explaining why he is more like French midfielder Paul Pogba. He has good height, plays with simplicity and doesn't complicate his life on the pitch. He can be. Whether De Cruz can silence the doubters and provide the long-term stability Amakasi so desperately crave remains the defining question hanging over Naturina as the 2026-27 campaign approaches. Joel Oliver. Author. Joel Oliver is a sports journalist covering South Africa, with 16 years in sports media and a bachelor's degree in communication. Focused on football analysis and responsible gambling, his work has appeared on Goal and Pulse Sports Kenya, and he is a regular football analyst on TV and radio. Popular content. EasyBet promo code EASFOOT, get our 5,000 bonus plus our 50 free bet, July 2026. Hollywood Bets promo code South Africa Hollyfoot, our 25 bonus plus 50 free spins. Betway sign up code South Africa. Use SPMAX for our 10 extra bet plus 10 free spins plus 10 free flights welcome pack, July 2026. Hollywood Bets app download and installation for Android and iOS in July 2026. Afrikfoot Kaizer Chiefs latest news. Kaizer Chiefs news today, new signing receives endorsement, De Cruz ? And more. You may also like. De Cruz tastes first loss as Kaizer Chiefs coach. Champions Orlando Pirates deliver against Cadiz. Live, Cadiz vs Orlando Pirates, score, updates and match commentary. Kaizer Chiefs transfer news, proven goal scorer on his way out. African football, our passion. Afrikfoot, with a rich history of over 13 years of covering African football and South African football, in particular, is a reliable source for information on events like the Africa Cup of Nations, PSL and CAF Champions League. The platform also keeps you up to date with